Welcome to Wellness Coaching, an introduction. This is the prerequisite course. And this first assignment that we're giving you is called Visualizing Wellness. By the end of this assignment, we want you to create a visual representation of your wellness. We want you to be creative and use any media that you have available. So if you're a great artist, you can draw it, you can design it on the computer, you can sculpt something and then send us a picture. Whatever you're comfortable with, that's what we want you to use. What we want you to start off with this project is that we want you to take a look at where you are right now with your personal wellness. Do you exercise every day? Do you smoke? Do you drink more than 1 to 2 drinks a week? Do you have a good sense of finances? Do you go to church every Sunday? What do you do right now that contributes to your own personal wellness? And this is what we want to see in your project. We want you to make an artistic representation of where your personal wellness is right now. And then by the end of the course, we want you to do this again and update it as a way to kind of see your growth and your progress through the prerequisite and also your reflections on your own wellness in this course. The most important thing that we want you to gain from this is that your wellness is a journey. And we want you to include the following information in your project: your self-assessment and also the dimensions of wellness that you think that exist. If you want to do some little preemptive research, you're more than welcome, but it's more than a research project. It's where are you and what do you perceive wellness to be. We define wellness in this course by different dimensions. For example, there's physical, nutritional, spiritual, and that's just to name a few. What dimensions do you think contribute to overall wellness? This is really just a pre-assessment to see where you are and to see how much you're going to grow from the beginning of the prerequisite to the end of the prerequisite. The second part of this, besides the wellness dimensions, is the self-assessment. We want to know from your Visualizing Wellness project, how do you evaluate your current state of wellness? So, for example, do you exercise every day? If you do, then you can rate yourself high in the physical dimension. If you do not, then you would score yourself lower. So it's basically just taking another picture of yourself and really reflecting on what you do to keep yourself well. Okay, so now it's time to actually publish your work. You've gone through and you've created an artistic representation of what your image of wellness is right now. Before you start this course, before you have any information, we want to know what your idea of wellness is. So you've graphically represented that either through a picture, a sculpture, a collage, any form of graphic representation. That's what we want you to do. So you've got that. It's all done. Now you can either scan it in as a JPEG, you can take a picture of it and upload it as a JPEG. And to do that, you need to go to the assignments page, and you'll see the assignment for the Visualizing Wellness. Click on it, and once you've gone and clicked on it, you'll see a spot on the page to upload your assignment. So you click upload, it'll ask you to select the file. You select the correct file, and we prefer that your name and the title that you've given your project is in there. So it would be Visualizing Wellness Project _ and then put your name. And just click upload, and it'll upload to the page, and you hit submit, and your project is submitted, and you've completed your first project for the prerequisite for wellness coaching. On the next few slides, you'll see examples of some things that you can do either on the computer or just other options that are available to you for free online. So for the first page, you'll see Prezi as an example, and Prezi is basically an online presentation software that you go, and it's prezi.com, and you have to create a free account. But once you've created your free account using an email address and an easy to remember password, you'll go through and select a template, and then you can fill in the information, and it zooms in, it spins, and it does a lot of other very engaging techniques, and it's always a really good option. Now, if you chose something like Prezi, you would just upload the URL link to your presentation. Another example is just by drawing out what you think wellness is, and this is a fairly common image. And it's just an example of hand drawing the image and then scanning it or taking a picture of it and uploading the picture. Another option that you could do is a diagram. So in the center you would do my personal wellness, and then the branches would be the different dimensions in your self-assessment. There are several online tools for diagramming. A really good one is Lucidchart. Another one, I think there's Mind Map. There's several on there. If you just Google diagramming or mind mapping, You'll find several online options that are free. All you need to do is create an account. Another example that you could create on your computer, either with Word or with Excel or PowerPoint for that matter, is a graph or a pie chart. Pie charts are pretty easy. Each different section could be how important each area of wellness is to you. And you can play with it and just, really get involved in the descriptions. Remember, with pie charts, you can add a description off to the side that puts more verbiage into your image. So after you've created your graphic and turned it in, the way that we're planning on grading this is through peer assessment. And what that means is your visualization will be available to the entire class. And we will pick a group of 5 people from your peer group, and they will follow a rubric and grade your graphic. And there's several different requirements on the rubric, and they would give you points allotted based on that rubric. And then turn that around. Once you turn yours in, you're going to have the option. You actually have to do this. It's part of the grade where you go and peer assess other members of your peer group. The rubric is very self-explanatory. You follow it, and you're grading them on things based like creativity, topics covered, clarity, how much you can understand of their personal wellness based on the graphic they provided. That's the end of the presentation. Good luck, and we're so happy that you're here, and we want you to go through this course and just experience what wellness is and experience how you can change your life as somebody that is educated and knowledgeable about wellness. And in order to be helpful to others as a wellness coach, you need to have a grounding in wellness first. And that's the whole point of this prerequisite. We want to ground you in that knowledge and that evidence-based research before we teach you how to really hone those skills to be a coach. So remember, this is really just to see where you are right now. It's a 10-point grade. We want you to have fun. We want you to learn from each other, and we want you to be able to experience people's different opinions on what wellness is and how to make themselves more well.